Brandon Moser, thank you for a $5 super chat. I haven't selected a digital receiver ecosystem. My hesitation into diving into DJI is the current geopolitical policy. Will any other vendor reach parity? Brandon, that's a valid concern. There are when people talk about the reasons not to buy DJI, before the 04 Lite came out, Walksnail has the 1S VTX, which DJI did not have an answer to. The closest you could get was a naked 03, which was still much heavier and was much, well, the naked 03 was fragile, but frankly, the 1S Walksnail is also fairly fragile, so maybe there was parity in that respect, but in terms of size and weight, DJI just didn't have an answer. Walksnail has other things like the GT2 2-watt video transmitter. Walksnail has a repeater. Walksnail has other things. But with the release of the 04 Lite and the 04, two things have happened. One is that DJI has leapt ahead in terms of image quality, range, penetration. Walksnail was kind of creeping up to the 03's heels. Still, in my opinion, not quite as good, but in striking distance. And DJI releases the 04, and now they're just like, screw you. They just left you in the dust. So the main reasons to avoid DJI are political, sort of social, economic, right? As opposed to sort of practical. That's my take anyway. And one of the concerns you might have is that DJI is going to get banned and not be able to be imported, which is a completely valid concern. I believe, and Blunty, you could tell me if you think I'm right or wrong about this, or you could just say, no, I'm not sure. But I believe there is currently a sort of deadline, like a year from now, if nothing changes, DJI will be banned in some respect. Is that right? Do you have any comment on that, Blunty?
Sorry, I'm busy moderating chat and doing a couple other things, so I'm not sure what you're asking.
Fair enough. That's my understanding. Now, who knows what will change in a year? A lot can change in a year, but that's a valid concern. The question you actually asked, though, so your hesitation is valid, is my point. The question you actually asked is, will any other vendor reach parity? And I'm sorry to say, I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. In terms of pure performance, in terms of hardware build quality, durability, usability of the interface, and range, penetration, and image quality, no. No one, and why do I say that? Because Walksnail have had 4 years, 5 years, something, to catch up. 4 years, I think, to catch up with the 03. And they haven't. In terms of those things. And meanwhile, DJI just shits out the 04 like it's not even a thing. And you know that somewhere deep in their labs, they've got the 05 in the works, and it's even better. Somehow, DJI just consistently gets better year over year. And they already start out better than everybody else in terms of pure performance. So I think if anyone was going to let me ask you this. Since 2018, 2019, when the original V1 DJI system came out, when has anyone actually caught up or matched them in terms of image quality, range, penetration, etc., those core metrics? Which is what I think you're asking about. Sometimes, like, if you look at HD0, you'll beat them in one metric, like latency, but then you'll be way worse in all the others. Fair? That's how you got to do it, because you're not going to beat them at the things they're good at. So no, I don't think anyone's going to beat them. What's going to happen, potentially, is that DJI will get banned, DJI will not be able to be imported, and then we'll all go to Walksnail, and we'll be happy. Walksnail's fine. In a world where DJI doesn't exist, I would 100% have Walksnail. Absolutely. But in a world where DJI does exist, it's mighty freaking tempting.